What's up, guys? So the hurricane's come and gone. Everything is fine on our end. And this week I am doing only the one video, which is today, but I will have a couple extras next week. So stay tuned for that. But in this week, we're going to be talking about scam shops. So I think at some point or another, probably almost everyone has dealt with either a less than honest shop or at very least a less than honest service writer, which can be in perfectly good shops sometimes. People get caught up in the idea of making money and quit worrying about principles or whether or not they're ripping someone off. So I'm going to show you 5 easy things you can keep in mind that will go a long way to making sure that you don't get taken advantage of by these people. So first, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you don't do these things. Oh, welcome to Jimmy's Lube Shack. What can I do to you today? What? So anyway, I need an oil change for my 98 Camry. Sure thing. What kind of mileage on your car? Like 125,000, I think. Okay, at that mileage, I'm sure you're also going to want the transmission fluid replaced, right? Sure, if I need it. All right, it'll be just a few minutes. Hey, so we were looking at your car, and we found that you've also got a tie rod end that's really worn out. If you want to replace that, we can go ahead and do that, and to have the car aligned while it's here. Okay, I guess fix it then. All right, man, all done. That's going to be $325.50. All right, here you go. Thank you. Okay, so as you can see there, that guy left that shop paying a lot more money than he went in intending to pay. And I can't say for one or the way or the other if he needed the services that were suggested to him, but that's the problem. We don't know. He doesn't know. So here's 5 things he could have done that would have made that a little better. Number 1, before you go into a shop, know your FSM. That's factory scheduled maintenance. Make sure every car comes with an owner's manual. In that owner's manual, there is a list of maintenance that will show you at certain mileage you need this done. And those are actually published by the people who build the car. So that is the end all of scheduled maintenance. If you're not sure, check there. That's where you need to know. But if you will read that and be familiar with it before you go to the shop, then you can catch it if they start suggesting things that either aren't due yet or aren't ever due, because some things don't have maintenance intervals. But knowing that gives you a lot more information when you're trying to figure out whether the information these people are telling you is accurate. Number 2, don't be afraid to ask, is this necessary? You got to remember, a lot of service writers nowadays are salesmen, more so even than they are people who know anything about cars. So they're going to suggest things based on what they're told they're supposed to be suggesting. But it's okay to ask them if you really need the thing that they're telling you you need, because you might not. And the only way that you're going to know is if you pry a little bit. Ask some extra information. If someone's like, oh, we can throw a rotation in on this for X amount of dollars, don't be afraid to say, but do I need a rotation? And if you're not sure or you don't trust what they're saying, you move on to step 3, tell them to show you. If they come back and they tell you your car needs anything, it doesn't matter what it is, for the most part, you are 100% justified in asking to be shown the problem. If you have a fluid leak, a ball joint that's coming apart, a really bad tire, any of these things are visual things. Most of the time, if you go in for an oil change, they're not measuring things and taking the whole car apart. They're just visually looking at the car and telling you things they see. Well, if they see it, they should be able to show it to you. And the other thing is, whether or not they will try to show you is another indication of whether or not they're being transparent and that the shop itself or the service writer that you're dealing with is honest. Number 4, when you're done, whether you've been scammed or not, make sure that you look at the invoice. A lot of customers I've seen just assume they won't understand the invoice or whatever, so they just fold it up and put it away or throw it in the glove compartment in the car. Don't do that. Before you file it away, read it. You'd be surprised how often you can find things that either you didn't authorize or that were not supposed to be done or were accidentally left on the invoice, invoiced out, and you were charged for that you shouldn't be. And number 5, when worst comes to worst, because these people are trained to sell people stuff and that's what they're going to try to do. And a lot of times they don't want to take no for an answer. They'll keep pestering you until you give in. Don't do that. No one wants to be a jerk. Well, let's say a lot of people don't want to be jerks. So you tend to want to be fair and not, be very hateful about it. But if you've already told them that you can't do this service or you're not interested in doing this service and they've tried to get you to buy it again a couple times, don't be afraid to just put your foot down and say, look, no, I'm not having it done today. And if you keep asking me, I'm just going to get my car back and leave and I'm not doing business with you anymore. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to feel bad for saying something like that. And it's a lot better than being bullied basically into buying something that you don't need. So with these 5 things in mind now, let's take a look at this same scenario again and see if we couldn't do a little better. Hey, Joe's Hack and Blow, what can I do you for? Yeah, I need an oil change for my 98 Camry. Sure, man, what kind of mileage on that car? 128,000. Okay, now at that mileage, you're gonna wanna have the transmission fluid replaced also, I'm guessing, right? No, it's not due until about 140. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. But you are gonna want the gold oil change package that comes with a free rotation? Do I need a rotation? Yeah, we can check it first. We'll check it first. Okay, so we're looking at your car and it looks like the tires need to be rotated and it needs to be balanced pretty bad. Okay, could you show me that though? Because those tires aren't that old. Well, I mean, you can't really see it so much. I mean, no thanks. I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay, but I gotta tell you, looking at this, man, it's really important that you get this done. Look, no, I'm not gonna do that today. I'll look into it later. If I have to, I'll bring it back. Okay, all right, we'll not do that today. Your total is gonna be $45.50. Why do I still have the charge for $45 on the invoice? Oh, I'm sorry. I still had that charge on there. I'll fix that. Hold on. Okay. Thanks. Okay, so as you can see there, the difference was massive between the amount of money that this person spent. And you'll notice when pressed there, sometimes the shops kind of can't explain to you why you need something. And a lot of times that's because they're suggesting something under some sort of a blanket term, like all cars need this at this mileage or something, which does not necessarily even apply to you. And a lot of times just waiting for a second opinion or something can make a huge difference in how much out of pocket that you've got to spend. So hopefully this was helpful and you learned something that may help you in the long run. If it did, make sure that you hit that like button down at the bottom. If you have any other topics you'd like me to cover or you would like to see more of these kinds of videos, please let me know down in the comments and let me know what else you want me to talk about. Other than that, I am done for this week. I am got to work on next week. We will be bringing the news back next week, so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, subscribe to my channel if you're new here. If you're not new, make sure you've hit the bell icon, because if you don't, YouTube's not going to let you know. I don't even know why the subscribe button doesn't have that already built into it. But regardless, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you then. Peace.